Canada is striking back in the trade war with the United States. It just announced retaliatory tariffs on about $20 billion worth of American goods, including steel, dairy products, appliances, and farm equipment.
Ooh, this is all in response to new U.S. tariffs and President Trump's announcements that he'll be adding 50% tariffs on cars, auto parts, and steel exports from Canada.
Oh,
what does this mean for our
doesn't
budget?
sound good.
Not at all. Consumer investigator Christy Lazar is here to explain.
Well, Canada has basically said we're going to match you dollar for dollar, rate for rate.
Okay.
So if you put this on us, we're going to put this on you. And then the consumer's kind of sitting in between, and even the business owner, the small business owner, saying, well, what does that mean for me?
Right. Well, I even saw the Canadian Prime Minister saying that this will raise costs for Canadians and that they're going to have less choices. So he's being upfront about what's happening there.
Well, and we saw that with the first round of tariffs last year. It did impact the American household. So economists say U.S. businesses and consumers bear the costs of tariffs. The Nonpartisan Tax Foundation found that Trump's tariffs that were overturned by the Supreme Court last year cost the average American household $1,000. For more on what this round could cost us, we turn to Sarah V. Stewart, an international trade lawyer, also the executive director of the Silverado Policy Accelerator. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
So Canada just announced those retaliatory tariffs. How will that impact us here at home in the U.S.?
I think that it's very common for talks to break down the way that these did at the final hours and to have measures go into place that are quite harsh. There's probably going to be some amount of short-term higher costs and pain for certain industries. But I do think that there's two things that the American consumer should bear in mind. One is that it is very likely that Canada and the US are going to go back to the negotiating table and probably go quite soon. So it may be the case that we don't even see any tariff escalation come January 2027. The second thing is, overall, this only applies to about 5% of US imports from Canada. So $20 billion worth of trade, it's not insignificant, certainly for those businesses that are working in the industries that are impacted, but it isn't as, widespread as it could be. So more than likely, these price increases for consumers will be short-lived and not as deep and as cross-sector as they could be.
So hopefully we don't see that second round of tariffs in January, as President Trump has threatened. But if you take the 50% tariffs that he's already placed on Canadian goods, and then you take the other 50% that he said he will do with like auto and auto parts,
Yes.
what does that mean in dollars and cents for the American consumer? And how long does it take for consumers to actually feel the impact of something like this?
It really can depend on certain sectors of how those costs are being passed along and how long it takes to pass those along. So if we live in the world right now where maybe it takes a couple of months for this all to shake out, I think that the impact on consumers will be quite minimal. If it goes on and the January tariffs take effect and this drags on for longer, you will see more of those costs being passed down to the consumer because the companies aren't going to be able to absorb it.
And if they do go on longer and we do see the January round, do you expect those tariffs to have a very similar impact to what we saw with the tariffs of 2025?
I think it'll still be somewhat of a smaller impact, just given that we're talking about a smaller amount of trade and one partner here versus, the 2025 tariffs that were more across the board, many more partners.
And last question for you, because we saw this last time where consumers, started buying cars, even if they didn't necessarily need it that moment. They said, we're going to buy it ahead of time. Are we in a situation like that at all where there's any goods that Americans should think about, hey, if you were thinking about buying this appliance, maybe buy it now, or are we not at that stage?
I don't think that we're at that stage. I really do think that the US-Canada relationship is too big to fail. I think cooler heads are going to prevail in the coming days and weeks, and we will see some deal that comes out of this. So I would say for now, I wouldn't be worried about it. Come December, it may be a different situation if they have not found a landing zone.
All right, Sarah, we really appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.